Hello and welcome to Voices of Advaita, where we bring to you inspiring conversations with women who are inspiring and shaping industries and redefining success. Today, we are joined by someone who works at the powerful intersection of innovation and law. Please welcome Gauri Wagmare, a registered Indian patent agent and managing director at GVLS. With a background in machine design engineering, she has been helping startups, innovators, and enterprises protect their ideas, build strong intellectual property strategies. Welcome to Voices of Advaita. Gauri, it's a pleasure having you today with us.
Thank you, Nidhi. Thank you for this platform.
Thank you so much. It's our pleasure. So, Gauri, to start with, I would like to ask you you have built your career where innovation meets law, something many people don't consider early on. So, what first sparked your interest in intellectual property?
Okay. So interestingly, intellectual property was not something I initially planned for and as a career path. So my background is in mechanical engineering and machine design. And at that time, I was preparing for civil services and also I'm doing a job like a assistant professor. Okay.
Okay.
And yes, I'm pursuing my master's degree as well as working with the other assistant professorship. And I have a more inclination towards civil services and like that. But however, due to some family circumstances, I had to leave my teaching position and stay at home and take care of my father. Around the same time, I applied for the WASC, that is Women Scientist Kiran IPR program. And I have got it from the UPSC preparation only. I was fortunate to be selected in the 10th batch after clearing the examination and interview.
That's
And
good.
in that way, I have entered in the field of IP. And during the orientation program at TIFAC, which is for the 1 month, I was introduced the field of intellectual property in depth, and that experience opened my eyes to completely new world where science, innovation, and law intersects. In the same year, I was qualified for the patent agent examination and got my code 3819. And in that way, I can do independent practice in patent filing.
Okay. Great, very great. And this leads to my second question to you. For someone new to this space, and especially a first time woman entrepreneur, how would you explain patents in the simplest way you can?
Yeah. So we cannot explain the patents in a simplest way, but for a non-skilled person or a person who is not known, like they don't have any idea about IP or science and technology, or they are merely a creator. For them, I can say a patent is a legal right that protects your new invention, giving you exclusive ownership up to 20 years, which means no one else can make, use, or sell it without your permission. And you can also choose to license it to others for business benefit. So you can earn money from that. So it is like a property.
Great learning. Yeah. So, from your experience, Gauri, what's one mistake founders often make that could cost them their innovation or business in the long run?
Yeah, one common mistake I see is that many innovators do not protect their intellectual property in a right way, or they are not aware of the true value of their innovation. So they don't know the valuation of their IP. Sometimes they also approach the wrong people for filing their patents or trademarks. Sorry to say that, but also there are few people are doing the wrong practices which are banned by IP India in the website. But people like grassroots innovators or teachers, students, they don't understand with whom to approach and whom not to approach, right?
That's
They
the just reality here.
yeah, they just see the marketing which is done on Instagram or like that. Actually, these kind of things are banned by government of India. But they are doing a large kind of marketing. They are taking the clients from them and then they are ill-treating the clients. So clients are going to the wrong people, or these kind of persons, innovators, they are going to the wrong people and they will stuck there.
So, they approaching the wrong people there for the guidance.
Yes, yes. So, which can weaken their protection. And I always advise entrepreneurs to seek guidance from the right IP professionals because proper drafting and filing is a very important task. And in India, awareness about intellectual property is still limited. So, taking the right step early can make a big difference in protecting and growing their innovation, right?
Right. So as you mentioned about a grassroots innovators, buddy, you have worked closely with them. And is there any idea or experience that has stayed with you or inspired you personally?
Yeah, yes. There are a few innovations. They really inspired me. One of them is like a baby birth, which is launched by Indian governments. It is by our innovator Nitin Devre sir. They are physics teacher, and the innovation of made by his daughter Samita Devre. They really inspired me because these kind of people really want to change India in that perspective. Another thing is I just worked with several grassroots innovators, and their determination is truly inspiring. One innovation that stayed with me was a deep tech device developed by an innovator who wanted to contribute to the Make in India initiative. The project was incubated in Science IIT Bombay and received government grants and funding as well, and had a progression around TRL 7 and above. So, which means it already close to real world applications. And some doctors had also shown the interest to using the device, and the innovation had received FDA approval as well. But what happens due to some conflicts between co-founding team members? Unfortunately, that project couldn't be go forward the way it meant to be, and it was a reminder that innovation is not only about technology; it also requires the right teamwork, trust, alignment of vision to bring the idea successfully to the society. And the experiences like this inspires me to support innovators not only in protecting their ideas but also in guiding them through the journey of entrepreneurship, so their innovations can truly benefit the people.
Right, right. So, very many women hesitate to step into technical or legal fields. That's not their first approach. So, what would you say to someone who feels like this isn't for me?
Yeah. The first step is to understand your innovation. Like many humans hesitates, right? But if they have
This is
something
not the first preference. Delhi. Yeah,
in this
that's what
scenario
we did.
about the entrepreneurship.
Yes, I mean, going into technical or legal fields, that is not the first approach or first preference to go on these fields.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, yeah, humans, they think it is the conditioning actually. Okay. This is the conditioning done towards the women by the society, as India is a patriarchal nation, and the preconceived notions are like that, right? They think कि अरे lawyer है तो problem होगा, शादी नहीं होगी, like that. और
That is the perspective, yes.
yeah. And IP field is totally unknown to the people. Even there are a lot of women entrepreneurs, or there are a lot of women, they are in a teaching positions. They had a PhD, they had a very good research background, and they can go into the field of IP, and also they can start their own startup by using the innovative ideas or innovations, right? But the condition like that, and we cannot do or convert it into one go. But yeah, definitely we can improve the policies towards women, we can strengthen them. Advertise one of the initiative which really encourage the women who are in entrepreneurship, right? So I think women need to feel very frankly towards their career goals. They need to understand themselves first, and then after that they will choose the right career path. It may be science, technology, IP, or law, or it may be any other sports or like that. It is okay, but they need to choose it according to their type. Like everyone has a type, and they feel good in that kind of career path, so they need to go in that way.
Their interest, you can say.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
Yeah, first they should have their interest and then approach any field they want to.
Yeah.
Great. So, Gauri, is there one thing, if there's one thing every entrepreneur watching this should do today to protect their idea, what it would be?
Okay. Yeah. The first step is to understand in your innovation properly before sharing it to publicly or going to anybody. Okay. So do some basic research. Many people think ideas can be patented, but in reality, an innovation need to reach at least a POC level, that is proof of concept level, which is about TRL 3, before we can evaluate it for the patent protection. Okay, definitely. These terms are very new to you as well, Nidhi. I'm sorry to say this.
It is very technical.
Yeah, so ideas cannot be patented, but if you have something in your hand with a proof of concept which is evaluated up to TRL third, then it can be patented. The next step is to conduct patentability search to check whether the innovation is truly new or whether it can be patented, or if it fall under the another form of intellectual property like industrial design or trademark. So you have to evaluate that as well. I would always encourage entrepreneurs not to hesitate to seek guidance from the right experts. They are welcome to connect with me as well, like for on TalkMate for free consultation, where we can discuss their ideas and guide them on the appropriate way to protect their intellectual property and move forward confidently. So it is like that. I just suggest them to go to right people and also do their own research, because some people don't understand the difference between patent, trademark, copyright, and like that. So there are different kinds of IP, and they're having different laws related to different kinds of IP.
Okay. Great earnings, Gauri, and great, what you can say, great advice from you. But before we wrap up, I would like to say congratulations on receiving the Advaita Women Entrepreneur Awards 2025. And my question to you would be for this, how was your experience receiving the award? And what are you looking forward to from the next edition?
Yeah, unfortunately, physically, I'm not able to receive the award because my flight get delayed, and you also know that. And my on behalf of me, my friend and sister Swapnali received the award, and she met everybody. She told me that the event was fantastic, the food is fantastic, and the networking is really good. And she got lots of advices from the other women entrepreneurs regarding that she can also start her business, and she's in IT actually. She's a software engineer.
Okay.
Yeah, yes. She's
It's
also
so inspiring seeing so many women standing together and building their own path there. So itself, it feels so inspiring.
right. And through collaboration also, I have collaborated with lot of people through Advaita as well, and on LinkedIn I have connected with them. I just gone through their profile, and it was really amazing to see that women are progressing in India, and it's really a fantastic journey. So, and also you are featuring the journey. That is a very good news. So, yeah.
We're trying our best to bring every woman entrepreneur onto our platform and giving this space to them to
Yeah.
okay higher.
And also, we had one book called as a Magic Weavers Woman in IP, which is compiled by Pooja Bhatia madam, and I have my one of the lectures in that. So, if any woman want to pursue their career in IP and law, they can read the book. They will get inspired by that as well.
Okay. So great, Gauri. Thank you so much for sharing your insights, your valuable insights with us. It was lovely and a pleasure having you today with us.
Yeah, thank you, Didi. Thank you for the opportunity, and thank you, Advaita.
Thank you.